This show is brought to you by Golive TV. Download the app now.
Welcome, Joe Volpe, the publisher of Corriere Canadese, North America's only Italian language daily newspaper. But today, I'm here for Golive TV on Law and Reality. No, I'm not a lawyer, in case you were asking.
I thought you were.
No, I'm not a lawyer.
But you should be one.
But you know what? I'm glad that you're happy because you know that, of course, Friday, after all the press had been put to bed and everybody had already filed their news, the Department of Refugees and Immigration Canada, that is, the Government of Canada, published, can we put it up? They published this notice. Do you mind putting up? There it is, right here. And just look at that for a second, man. You got to stop grinning because I know you're happy about this. It says temporary public policy issued to provide permanent residence to other status, that's undocumented. Construction workers in the Greater Toronto area. You got to be happy about that, aren't you?
Yeah, I am happy because finally we start to see a little bit of the results of the work that we've been doing since 2004. And that's from the previous governments, and now lately in the last four.
Yeah. Since 2004. I remember those days. There was a liberal government. And then there was a conservative government.
Absolutely.
And then there was another conservative government. And then there's a liberal government. You've been at this through all of that.
We've been loving all of them from all this time. And we've been having some success. And I believe now in the past 3 years, 3.5 years, that we've been loving the liberals, that we think it's a liberal with is a party of compassion. And I believe too. And we've been loving that. And finally, almost at the end of the fourth term, they come up with this news. I mean, 500, it's better than nothing.
I know, but it's still a small number, though, isn't it?
Sure it is, Joe, because we have about 100,000 people under that situation.
In other words, just in the construction sector.
Just on a sector of the construction, yes, on skilled labor. We have approximately 100,000 undocumented, and then we have other professions as well.
Okay, but before we go to that, if you can bring back that thing, I think there was a highlight there that indicated, no, it's not highlighted. I wonder why not. But there's an indication that the government makes an admission that you and your group had been hammering home all the time, that these workers are vulnerable and afraid. That's
absolutely.
And for the government to make that admission, that's got to be
it's a lot of pressure, Joe. It's a lot of pressure. And the fact is, too, Joe, some of the times we see these families being deported. We've seen these pictures on the airport where they have 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old kids born in Canada, and they're being deported with the parents, and the little kids are pushing the parents, Papa, I don't want to leave Canada. Papa, leave me alone. I want to stay in Canada. This is my country, Papa. When you see cases like that, Honorable Joe, what do you think it should be done? I think our group, our committee, Undocumented Workers Committee, has an obligation for our communities, for our European people that have been forgotten the past 4 years. We have an obligation to try as much as we can to come up with something good.
Well, you tried to do that for, as you said, so many years. So, compliments.
Even with Chris Alexander, well, the conservative, Jason Kenney, we've tried to hammer the same notes. We were not successful with them.
You had a little bit of success, though, with John McCallum. He's no longer
there. Yes,
there.
with John McCallum. Unfortunately, he's no longer with that. But he's a great man. He was a great man and a compassion. When I spoke with him in 2016 in Ottawa, I thought it. I think everyone likes it. When we talked to him in Ottawa in 2016 in May, he said, "Oh, this is a really concern that you have." Okay, did you talk to my MPs? Or yes, sir. We talked already 5 MPs on the House of Commons, on the room beside the House of Commons where you were. Yeah. On that room before you go in, we had a meeting with 5 MPs, and we've talked about the discrepancy of numbers of permanent residents given throughout other nationalities, and this is not fair. Where the Portuguese, where the Italians, where the Europeans were left behind.
But all you did is you referred to them as workers, people who are exploited.
Skilled labor.
And I noted that in that, you want to put that thing up again, you can see down halfway through that it says these people
Been
are
taking
working
advantage.
and they have been making a contribution to the economy and the community.
These
Now
are the
that's-
letters.
I've
These
never
are
heard
the
that
letters,
before.
Joe. These are the letters that we send all the time. That when we do demonstrations, we say that these are the people that work and develop the country. These are the people that contributing to our social system without getting a penny out of the social system.
In other
We're
words, they're not
working.
freeloaders.
They're not freeloaders, exactly. We don't want freeloaders. In fact, I tell a lot of people that, you know, if you are on that position of undocumented at the moment, please continue pay the taxes. It's very important. Please continue to pay the taxes. Failing to pay the taxes is going to have consequences. When something good is announced from the federal government, these people are going to be on the dark. As if they try to show the government that, yes, I want to be part of this country. I want to pay taxes, even knowing that I'm not entitled to the social benefits like OHIP and all of that stuff. Even though that, I still can contribute to the country.
The government in that letter makes an admission I never thought they would ever make,
Thank
and that
God.
is that
Thank
those workers, the undocumented workers whom you represent, have been, you know, exploited and taken advantage of.
Absolutely. I have people sometimes calling, man, well, my employer doesn't pay me properly. And so, what's your employer's name? Oh, I cannot give you, otherwise I'll be fired. If they find out the fact, I'll be fired. And so, well, what can I do then? If you don't give me the name, what can I do? But this is several cases, Joe. Every time we have meetings with Portuguese people, every time we have events, always somebody comes to me, Manuel, I've been exploited. I say, I know you guys been exploited. And I hate that. And I want to finish the exploitation of people. They deserve the minimum salary. They should be paid that minimum salary. That's what we're fighting.
For that particular
For
job.
that particular job,
Yeah,
exactly.
Not a minimum wage.
No,
wage
for that particular job, right?
Yeah.
They should be paid normal, you know. They should be paid and discount and pay the taxes as well. No freeloaders.
Now, you know what? So I wanted to be part of this because I wanted to say, on behalf of at least my newspaper and the press that's been following this, thanks for doing this. Because, just a minute, because it could not have been easy. I know that you and some of the others, including your legal advisor,
absolutely.
they have been under a lot of pressure. Some of them have been subjected to
Joe,
malicious persecution.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are so thankful for our advisor, Richard Borax, immigration lawyer. We are so thankful for Courier Canadense, for FPTV, for CIRV. They're giving us the waves to express ourselves, to see if we can put pressure on the federal government to get the things on the go.
So this is a success that's measured by the number of
I
people
would
that have
say
actually been a part of your action.
Absolutely. I measure that as a success. Somebody else can say, oh, I have contact direct with Justin Trudeau. I did this.
That's nonsense.
That's
Everybody knows
nonsense.
that's nonsense.
Not even people that we think. It's the hard work, Joe, that you've been putting on too. Richard Borax, our lawyer. It's the hard work, the media, the Portuguese media, some of them, not all of them, some of them invest us out. Some of them, they may joke with us.
I know, but the ones that you've mentioned, I've known them personally. They're the ones in the Portuguese press,
Absolutely.
Frank Alvarez and
They-
company.
yeah,
I know that
yeah.
they've done some good work in the past, and
Absolutely.
they continue to do it,
Yeah.
and I compliment them for it. But surely, you're going to be thinking, you know, this is going to have an impact on, immediately, maybe, on 500 people.
It should be 1,000, like the pilot project started 3 years ago, 4
That's
years
the
ago.
one.
It should
That's
be
the one
1,000, right?
That's the one that McCallum announced.
Was 1,000. No, I don't know. I don't know why they reduced it to 500. If I was on Justin Trudeau's shoes, I would say, you know what? Let's start with 1,000. That's what they start with the pilot project. Justin Trudeau knows about the pilot project. He knows for sure about, because Peter Fonseca and John McCollum talked to him about it. No way that an MP would not talk to Justin Trudeau about this important
So
problem.
since you mentioned Fonseca, he and his office and some of the other people on that committee, a caucus committee, actually received applications already.
Oh, Joe.
What should those people be doing?
Joe, those people, the applications that they are on Peter Fonseca's office, and this goes to reality. Those applications, they should be taken immediately in consideration, because they've been there for 3 years waiting to be included on a pilot project. We got 500 now. Let's take consideration on those applications that Peter Fonseca has on his office. He said he wants to study the cases. Now it's the time to show the proof that he's studying and use them as to put them as a permanent resident.
Now let me stop you, Manuel. Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
you and your Undocumented Workers
Thank you,
Committee.
sir.
We're going to continue to follow you, and I imagine the other guys will as well. I think it's a great momentous thing, but you can't let up. And I'm glad that you said thank you to all those people, because now I don't have to do it.
I know, sir, but we also thank you because
No, you don't have
it's
to.
so important, so
you
important.
you just have to keep at
You know,
it.
there is a saying that goes, don't ever devaluate the power of one. But that power of one, with a lot of powers around, we can be stronger.
You've done
That's
a good
what we need
job.
to
You
do.
just keep it up, because the government now wants to make sure that this is a success. You've already got several hundred on Peter Fonseca's desk. They've got to be the first ones considered.
Absolutely.
All the best to you, Manuel Alexandra, the chairman of the Undocumented Workers Committee. I know that we're going to interview a few others, but you had Tony Letra,
Exactly,
Joe
yeah,
Pimentel.
Part of the committee,
and
Bento is also part
Bento.
of my committee. Yeah.
Right. All of those people all deserve credit. And if
absolutely.
we started saying thank you to everybody, we'd be here forever. That's how many people were involved. And you know what? Everybody should be involved. All the best to you, Manuel Alexandra, chairman
On
of
Golive
the Undocumented
TV, Golive
Workers.
TV, thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank
Well,
you.
we start off by talking about them and their technical staff. They've always been
Absolutely.
available for you and for the committee. Compliments to them too. We'll talk to you soon. All the best. Have a good week.